Shaping India's fintech future. Powered by Mastercard. Partnered by Moneycontrol.
I'm Gautam Srinivasan. I'm here at the Global Fintech Fest 2024, right here on the Mastercard booth, where we are seeing a magnificent showcase of ideas and innovations that are not just making commerce smarter and safer, but also more inclusive. In fact, the payments giant has been working extensively with communities, whether it's SMEs, women entrepreneurs, small traders, or farmers, and bringing them into the financial revolution that India has seen. Now, to talk more about this, I'm joined by Vikas Varma, who is the Chief Operating Officer for South Asia at Mastercard, and he's going to talk to us about how Mastercard is making commerce inclusive for India. Great to have you with us, Vikas.
Nice to meet you, Gautam.
Lots to talk about. Let's start with the work that Mastercard is doing in terms of engaging with communities.
So at Mastercard, we've taken upon ourselves a goal of digitally empowering 1 billion new consumers and 50 million businesses.
Big numbers all across.
Big numbers. Those 50 million could be in the farm sector, they could be women-based entrepreneurships, or they could be small businesses as well. There are two ways in which we are looking at empowering women digitally. And the underlying theme is, if you look at women who are running small businesses or entrepreneurships, there are three areas, and they're common to all businesses. One is get paid, get capital, and the third is get digital. So these three mantras, in a way, cut across all of these underserved ecosystems. So if you start getting paid electronically, which is through digitization, you start to develop a digital trail of transactions. With that digital trail of transactions, you're able to now get lended to. And the third piece is, how do you integrate yourself as a small business into things that are beyond just hyper-local? Either a supply chain, which is large at the back end, or a distribution chain that is in the front end by joining maybe a global platform. So we have a Strive India program where we work through partners to digitally empower and enable and sort of drive digital literacy. The second piece is driving our own technology platforms. A platform called Farm Pass and Community Pass, where we then ourselves as Mastercard digitally enable and empower these communities.
Let me also talk about the small traders. How are you enabling them to thrive in the digital economy? Because money in motion, right? That's what is changing a billion lives, and small traders also play an important role there. Take us specifically through the measures in which you're helping them be part of this digital financial revolution.
We work with trade associations like the CAIT, you might have heard of them, the Confederation of Indian Traders. We work with banks and fintechs, because end of the day, they are going to be the delivery agents of the capability to these small businesses. Various sources say that credit supply in India, there's a delta of about $300 billion a year. Right. Probably 10% of these people are actually served through the formal sector. 90% are not served, right? But through a partnership with CAIT, we start to enable them digitally through our merchant partners. We also drive a lot of literacy and financial literacy through that. We have partnerships with, MS Dhoni, for example, as a brand ambassador.
I see a demonstration of that here as well.
Yeah. So we use him, which is a common icon in the market, to take, education in a fun way to the hinterland.
All right, let's talk about specifics. Your partnership with Gramophone and how it's helping drive the cause of financial inclusion for farmers. Take us through that.
So there are data points that say there are probably 140 million farmers in India.
All right.
And about 120 million of them are what we call marginal and small farmers. With Community Pass and Farm Pass, it's a tech platform that allows farmers to, on one side, discover the best price for the produce that they can get.
All right.
And be able to then digitally sell that online. On the other side, be able to access credit for either storing their material or for buying inputs or fertilizers, right? And with Gramophone, they are a large agri-tech. They have 5 million farmers on their platform. We've onboarded them as part of input supply chain, partnership on Farm Pass.
All right.
Now they will provide farmers with input capabilities, whether it's agriculture, whether it's fertilizer or other capabilities through Gramophone.
When we look at the broader stakeholders in the system, how does Mastercard work across the stakeholders in the ecosystem to drive the cause of financial inclusion?
See, we are a network. And as a network, our focus and vision is to really democratize digitization and democratize commerce in various forms, right? The form factors could be many. You could do it through a bank account or a card or a prepaid account. But the idea is to connect individuals, businesses, governments, corporations for very smooth, secure and convenient transfer of monies for either peer-to-peer or person-to-merchant kind of payments, right? We then have the vantage point to be able to work with either a regulator at one end or a trade body at the other, fintechs like you can see in this GFF, or the financial institutions who are our traditional customers. So that's where we are in sort of center of that, and we are able to do two things: bring technology ourselves and to also foster partnerships with these entities to be able to drive inclusion, drive it at population scale, and make sure that it's very sticky.
All right. One of the points which you raised in our talk earlier was the credit gap. So I want you to explain to us how you see, based on your vast experience in this ecosystem, the role of technology evolving in bridging that credit gap, which has existed for so long in India.
You have people today with Jan Dhan accounts. More than 500 million of those accounts have been opened, right? They are currently used for payments. But outside of, let's say, farming or outside of the business transactions of these businesses, I think the big role technology plays is to help to digitize. The moment you do that, you're establishing a trail for yourself, which a bank or a lender knows how to make sense of. And acceptance of payments can then start to lead to saying, okay, I'm ready for credit access. Therefore, embedded finance comes in. When I'm actually transacting on payments or I'm connected on a platform, can have many global e-commerce platforms. Imagine a lender can actually, having seen your throughput earlier, deliver to you on a real-time basis a potential loan and solicit a loan from you to say, hey, you're good for 2 lakh rupees, would you want one? And if you say yes, then given the capability that we built either through the JAM Trinity, the ID database with Aadhaar and all of that, it is actually possible on a near real-time basis to deliver the funds into the farmer's bank account.
Well, Vikas, great to speak with you. That was Vikas Varma, who is the COO for South Asia at Mastercard, sharing an optimistic outlook on how India is shaping the future of its financial revolution and serving as an example for the rest of the world, making commerce inclusive. That's been the theme of our talk, but there's lots more talking points coming out of the Global Fintech Fest 2024. Stay tuned.
Shaping India's fintech future, powered by Mastercard, partnered by Money Control.